This is a 65 acre ranch, and I don't think people who live in a metropolis or in a city have kind of like no idea what it's like here. That this is like, it's hot.
Yeah.
There's mountain lions.
Yeah.
There's wild pigs.
Yep.
I'm assuming you didn't grow up. Did you play out here as a child?
Oh yeah,
or
yeah.
did
I played out here a lot.
You weren't around watching TV.
I did. I liked watching football. I remember watching the Dolphins growing up here as a diehard.
Did they have
Dolphins
cable
fan.
out here?
Yeah, we did. We had satellite TV. We had the big fucking dish, one of those giant dishes back in the day.
And you have to have that out here. I don't think people realize,
No.
like, we are in what you used to like to brag to me about is Steinbeck country.
Yes, exactly.
Like, we are in the agricultural capital of the world.
I didn't, after school, like, I wasn't hanging out with my friends. I wasn't in the city doing things. I wasn't like, I came here and I was here. It was almost a pretty, I don't want to say sheltered, but almost pretty isolated life. And
not sheltered in the traditional sense by any means.
no, yeah, exactly. Wide open, super. I used to run around playing G.I. Joe and shit like that. You know what I mean? I remember taking my little guy and throwing him off the barn with the parachute, thinking maybe I should build a little parachute and jump off the shed. Really glad I didn't do that.
Did you play with your brother a lot?
No, he was 7 years older than me, and so we, growing up, weren't that close.
Did you have friends here? Come here?
Yeah, I did.
Did you do sleepovers?
Occasionally.
Are both your parents Mexican?
Yeah.
And were they born here?
Yes, one was born in the Bay Area, and they were both born, and I think my mom was born in Texas.
Are they first generation?
Yes.
So they crossed
So
the border?
no, I'm sorry. So their parents were from Mexico.
And do you know why they came?
No.
And do you...
Probably to come for a better life, I assume.
And how did your mom and dad meet, do you know?
No.
You don't know, or you don't want to tell me?
I don't really want to. Let's move on.
How did you meet your wife?
Don't want to talk about it.
How much do you spend time with your family every day?
Yeah, a lot.
And I know we've talked about this before, you like to keep them private.
Yep.
Don't you think that, do you mind being misunderstood?
Oh, I don't care. Like,
You don't?
I don't have anything to explain to anyone. Like, being misunderstood, does not bother me at all. Being over-understood does not bother me at all. The people that it matters to are those closest to me, and everyone else, honestly, like, I could give a fuck about. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care what people think about me, almost to a fault. And I think that also puts me in a pretty good position because I don't make decisions for the popular reasons. I make them for the right reasons. I was talking about this with some affiliates the other day. Like, the toughest thing to do, or the toughest stance to take, is doing the right thing and not the popular thing. And
that needs to be explored. But go on.
Because I don't care so much about what people think, I don't have much of a problem doing the right thing, what I believe to be the right thing, which necessarily isn't always the popular thing.
I don't want people to misunderstand you too, because I worked with you for 15 years and you, more than anyone else in the company, maybe Bruce is pretty good at it too, but you were definitely the best, would have roundtables to take feedback.
It also doesn't mean, It also doesn't mean I'm not afraid of, or I'm not collaborative, or I don't listen to the team.
Right.
It just means you might listen to the team, you might take everything in, and the overwhelming majority of people might be saying, hey, this is not popular, so we shouldn't do it. And that's where I would take the stance of, but we all know it's the right call. We all know it's the right thing to do, so therefore we should.
I don't know if this matters or not, but in my understanding...
There's a great example recently.
Okay, go ahead, yeah.
No, I'm not going to say it. You might figure it out, you might call it out, but there's a great example. Keep going.
Of being misunderstood?
No, of the other piece, but I'm not going to bring it up. You have to figure it out. Keep going. Keep going.
So I've known you since before there was social media, and so I've seen people's perception of you, and then social media came, and then I see people's perception of you.
Yeah.
And it's so weird. It's like when people talk about you, it's like talking about the moon, but you've only ever seen the dark side of the moon. Like I know people who are talking about you who've never seen your face, metaphorically speaking.
Yeah.
They've stared at your back the entire fucking time, and they just think that you're an ass.
Yep.
Because that's all they see.
Yep.
And it's I guess maybe I fall in the same boat as you. I wonder if this is for you. It's harder for me to see people do that to you than to me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's funny.
Like people are like, dude, he has no face. He's just an ass, and it's preposterous. Mm-hmm. It's preposterous.
It is on so many levels.
And
I also have no desire to, like, if you feel that way, that's fine. I'm not going to try to convince you otherwise. Your mind's made up. See me through my actions, and obviously the actions you've seen, you have a negative opinion of, and you dislike me for, and that's fine.
or even positive. I don't even care whether it's positive or negative. It's the same people who've only seen the front side of you. You know what I mean? It's just like, Jesus, dude, like.
Yep. Well, it's a super unique position to be in, because it's incredibly high profile in our community. In our community, it's a high profile position to be in, and early on, I mean, I started working CrossFit in 06, 07, 08, I started feeling the heat. And like I started feeling the pressure, and like you start seeing people talk about you or not disagreeing with what you're doing or disagreeing with how you're doing it. So by 2010, it was just super common, and I was just, you know, that's another thing people forget, like especially leadership on our own team. Hey, I've been doing this for 15, 16 years. So like a decade ago, I was over all the negativity.
You've built a callus.
Yeah, a decade ago, I was over all the negative. I had been beat up enough.
And you can distinguish between unsubstantiated negativity and stuff that might be valid.
For sure.
I don't like Dave's cornrows. Not valid.
Who cares? People still talk about that and say that, and I don't care.
And I can't think of any substantiated ones. I would like to circle back on people who made, it's kind of interesting, there's people who made a career out of just complaining about you and CrossFit, but we'll get to that in a second.
Well, before that, and concurrently, there was a group of people who made a career out of just coming after CrossFit. There was a good phase where if you wanted to become a name or you wanted to get some attention, write an attack piece on CrossFit. Come out, say how dangerous it is, say how dumb it is to do high rep Olympic weightlifting. And at those phases when you were doing that because you were desperate for relevancy and attention. And you don't see that as much now. But yeah, towards me, you definitely see that. There's people who want to get attention. So hey, how can I get clickbait? How can I get people to watch my show or to talk about me? Talk shit about Dave. Say how he's doing everything wrong.
I personally don't think that they're doing it for clickbait. I think that I think they're so bummed that they've been in the space so long and they still haven't gotten close to you, and so they're the boy in kindergarten who's calling the girl names that he likes. And they've become myopic, singularly focused on you. So if you have a hair out of place, they have to comment on it. They've made you their life. That's what I think. I don't think it's even for clickbait. I don't think they can stop.
Okay.
But maybe I'm naive.